Look who is here. It is the infamous previous owner of the $1 house.
This is one of those years, I swear.
What do you mean?
This is exactly what I had to do for that school.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You're the most requested person on my channel by far. Everyone wants to know what you think, your thoughts on the whole thing. I'm here with the previous owner of the $1 house. I think you've seen the progress on YouTube, right?
Yes.
But you haven't seen it fully done in person yet?
Not 100%. I've seen it through some stages, but not all, no.
So I think we'll just go through it, kind of talk about the history and give you a tour of the inside now that it's been 1 year.
My great-grandparents had this house. I grew up here part-time when my parents got split up. Obviously, this did not look like this. It was pretty much falling through, as everyone remembers. Never thought it would ever look like that. Grandpa put a 4x8 sheet of plywood up here, thinking that was a good step. I guess it lasted.
It did last. I was able to get a refrigerator in through it.
There was an engine that probably went in there as well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the engine in the kitchen. It had a hole in it right from the start. We brought in a refrigerator, a washer and dryer, never broke at all. What's the history of all your family line that has owned it?
My great-grandparents had it back in the day. They rented it out for a long time. I was super little. They had actually rented it. My dad moved here after he got divorced, kind of our home away from home. Had a bit of a falling out or whatever with the whole family situation. So it was kind of a place of peace, really, on weekends, things like that. A lot of good memories here.
So then it went to someone else, and that's when it kind of started going downhill?
Yeah, Grandpa passed away. Grandma was in a nursing home. It didn't get taken care of. A church actually had it. Basically, I was on a deployment. I came back, got out of everything, and I said, you know, I wonder if they'd want to get rid of these again. Contacted the church, and they said, here's the papers, have at it. Basically, I paid for the streets, a little bit here that was against them, and minor taxes, and basically I scabbed it together enough with a half a roof, makeshift windows that I'd taken out of other houses. It wasn't where I wanted it to be. I have actually apologized to the house many times. Honestly, I think it picked its person. I think things can do that, so.
It feels so right.
It does, you know, and I think it was best for everything involved. I mean, there's a lot of sentimentality here, a lot of memories, but better ones to come.
I remember when I first came across talking about I was going to buy houses, and me and you started talking, and you were like, I'll give this house away if someone's willing to fix it. And I remember being like, what? No way someone would just give a house away. What was your thought process there where you would just give an entire house away?
I think, again, it had to kind of be the right person. There's a lot of people that would have probably tried to live in it as it was.
Or tear it down.
Or tear it down, yeah. And honestly, I didn't think anybody even would take me up on it either.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
So now that it's been 1 year since you sold it, do you have any seller's remorse? Are you glad you sold it? How's it feel to look at your childhood home and see it like this now?
Well, it's strange because I pretty much taken what little bit of care I guess I did, but I've mowed this my whole life. I mean, it's up until I was gone for a while and the church had it, but it's kind of different now to come and say, oh, I can't just walk in, you know, or whatever anymore. It is a little different, but it's changed for the best. The city benefited with another person. Obviously, it's way better than it's ever been. I don't see a downside.
That's good to hear.
No.
Well, what do you say we go inside?
We can do that, yeah.
All right, I have to be my own videographer, so I'll have to put it in there before we walk in. All right, come on in. First things first, the living room.
Yeah, the living room. The last time I was in here, there was plaster hanging. So what do you say?
That's kind of why I did the ceiling tiles, was just to hide that as best I can instead of having to tear all the plaster down.
That was where I was at with the care of the house, I guess you'd say. I was to the point of this half wasn't supposed to be that long before it was repaired. I did the half that it was literally blowing into the wind, and it was like, oh, next year I'm going to fix this half, and next year turned into like a lot of years. Some of that damage is on me, and I knew it was coming, like, hey, I have to do it this year, and you did it, so.
I was glad you did half the roof though.
Yeah.
Because just half the roof was a lot of work, so I was like, I'm so happy that you did the other half.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, literally that side on the south was blowing in the wind. You could stand in the bathroom and look out. When I was inquiring about the property, they were going to use it for fire practice because the house right over there had burned. They were going to test burn it.
It's crazy that a house could just be test burned when it can turn into something like this. Houses hold so many memories, and to think someone's just going to burn it down is kind of sad to think about.
Yep. It just takes somebody to care. This didn't look anywhere as close to this. At that time, you know, Dad had an old school console record player combo looking stereo thing, wooden one, couch, Couple of chairs, a TV sat here. It had shag carpet.
Oh yeah, I remember pulling up all the staples
Yep.
from the carpet. I was surprised with all the water damage and stuff from the roof not being fixed with how good the hardwood floors fixed up.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's insane.
I literally talked to some of the ladies that lived here way back in the day, and they said, yeah, we had them floors were so nice, we had them near white. Well, that's kind of how they are now.
Yeah.
Could have done without all the staples, but
Seriously.
I can't even tell, honestly. So
Yeah, it adds character. Everywhere
yeah.
there's imperfection, I'm like, oh, it just adds character. The first bedroom.
The first bedroom, yes. Most of the time this was Dad's. There was a time when my brother had moved back. He was in and out of a little bit of trouble here and there. He had this room for a little while. There was 2 configurations. This was one of them. Dad had the bed here, and he had an old school wardrobe, oak Victorian wardrobe here. And that's basically, there was a chest of drawers, and that was it. The closet was always amazing.
It's big for such
Yeah.
a small space. I like that it has a window too.
It had a built-in set of doors and shelves at one time. Because we used to climb up in there and try to see what was on the shelves up top.
It's funny what you do as a kid for entertainment. It's like, let me climb some shelves
Yeah.
and look at the top. This was the room with the Pink Panther.
Yes.
And so it had a lot of cool antiques in here. A lot of people loved all the antiques and looking through all that. What's the story of how that came about of collecting all that stuff?
You know, honestly, it looks like I was a hoarder, but I really wasn't, because obviously if somebody wanted something, they could have it. It was not a big deal. Most of that was out of a house that was going down, getting tore down, or maybe the landfill.
Yeah.
People would come out with something and it's like, I don't want to see that go. Honestly, if somebody could use it, I always said, you can have it. I didn't really want it. Just something that I didn't want it to disappear. History was important.
Yeah, that's the main thing I noticed is a lot of stuff that you kept was history. Things to keep for history and just to preserve stuff. I think the way you accumulated everything was working in the dump.
Pretty
so
much.
people just throw away stuff that
Yeah.
shouldn't be thrown away, so you would just bring it in here. It was really fun to look through all that because there would be like an old Barbie car, there would be like so many cool things.
Yeah, these windows the curtains would wave in the wind. This is totally different. Dad told me one time he had an electric blanket on the bed. The house didn't have good wiring. You saw that too. I don't know why we never burned to death, because one night he says, man, I woke up to something stinking, and raised the covers up because he thought something's going on, and you could see sparks in and he's like, I'm afraid to move because I don't know if I'm going to get electrocuted.
Oh my goodness.
And there really wasn't much for fuses or anything, and everything was tapped onto here. I mean, I literally left the wiring as what not to do. I always wanted people to look at it and say, this is how you don't do that. And
Sparks flying
Yeah,
underneath the electric blanket.
that's what he said. And it's like, I'm afraid to move. I'm going to get jolted. I mean, the place was not. And we had space heaters once in a while. So why none of us burned to death, I have no idea.
The good old dining room.
Dining room. This was my bedroom at times.
That's crazy to hear.
Yep.
How would you make this work as a bedroom?
There was a small square table under that window, and there was 3 chairs, bookcase here, tall mirror here. There was a rollaway bed. If anybody ever remembers a rollaway bed, it was my great-grandparents' rollaway bed, and it was sitting right over here, wrapped in a sheet. And when my brother lived here, there wasn't enough room. So honestly, we would fold that out, and there was nowhere to walk. So if anybody had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, they jumped over your bed. Brother moved downstairs, and then that was my room for the entire time I did live here. Yeah, there was absolutely no room beside, because Dad also had an upright freezer right there.
That's innovative though, turning the dining room into a bedroom. You gotta do what you gotta do.
That was great for fire code as well. Bad wires, sparking blankets, and blocked.
You're still here though.
I'm still
so
here.
are they, so everyone's still here. That's good.
Yeah, cold as it was in the winter, it was nice in the summer.
I know. One of my favorite things about North Dakota is the winters are horrible, but the spring, summer, and fall is perfect. It's never like too hot outside. There's some days, but it's very rare. Yeah, I like how you can just see right all the way through the whole house.
Shotgun style. I mean, it's straight through kind of a thing.
And it feels safe because it's not too big. I hate big houses because it's just like so much empty space.
Yeah, there's always a monster behind somewhere.
Exactly. You gotta run up the stairs real quick.
Oh, nice little subliminal here.
Yeah, trying to get people to subscribe.
Nice.
So this originally I was going to turn into an art studio, but YouTube took off. Everyone was interested in the $1 house, so I just turned it into an office. So this is just where I edit and everything.
Are you going to be part of the video? You are.
So this is also my room.
Hey, we're the same. This was my room too.
Yeah, this room was in pretty bad shape. That was the worst ceiling by far.
Yeah, it was ready to come down, and at some point, it was before me, they had put furring strips up there and there's 1-foot tiles.
There's simple ways to cover up a leak, but it doesn't help if the roof is still messed up.
Nope.
I just tore down all the tiles, and then the wood planks acted as perfect support for the
Oh yeah.
to put this up.
Wished it looked like this then. I even like how you made use of this. I always believed this was in a built-in ironing board. That's why there was a outlet here.
It's perfect sizing for that too.
2 doors, and I think at one time one came down and hooked under the ironing board. This is a great way to make use of that. Yeah, this is probably the most insane what do you want to call it? Transformation.
Yeah, it was just nothing but the tub, the toilet,
that was right
and
here.
the net, and this
Yep.
was cut off. So I was like, how am I gonna make it where I'm not just right on top of myself?
And I remember this was open to the underneath.
Oh, it still is. I have to get something to
Yeah.
block it off.
Yep, and we would pour the hottest bath ever. You would go in here, it wasn't a shower, it was a bath. And you'd put the hottest water in it that you could. I mean, you'd literally turn to a lobster. Within 5 minutes, you were putting more hot water in.
Yeah, cast iron. That's why I didn't want to keep that one, and I didn't want to use the other clawfoot tub, is because cast iron gets so cold, especially in the winters.
See, and I had seen this wallpaper when you were...
I remember. So I want to tell that story.
Yeah.
So I was, you would come by every now and then at the
Yep.
very beginning and just look at everything. And I had this wallpaper out, and I said, "This is the wallpaper I'm doing for the bathroom." And you were like, "Oh, okay." I could tell you were not feeling it at all.
I was very quiet. And that's the better part of valor there, is to just not.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I had no idea it was going to work. I had no idea that was going to work at all. I thought, whatever floats your boat, I'm cool with it. But
Yeah.
this, it really did work. It does feel nice.
Yeah, it feels relaxing in here like a jungle. This, the orange paint out there, and then the mudroom being blue compared to the greenhouse, those were the ones that got a lot of 50-50 reactions. But I think that's the beauty of owning something, is being able to make it your own.
Yeah, there was some kind of a light over here, but I don't know if it even worked. Nope, didn't look like this. And this looks amazing.
You want some water or anything?
I am good, thank you.
All right.
This is the same layout that it had. The fridge was right there, and the wash machine was there, so you actually wash your clothes there, and then you
Dry
walked
over
over
there.
to dry over there. Yeah.
So the washing machine and sink were right next to each other. That's the best place for it, so it doesn't freeze. I remember giving a tour, and someone said, "Is that an engine in the
Yeah, there's an
kitchen?" I
engine
was
in
like,
there.
"It is."
There was a transmission over there too.
This makes-
Like the butcher block.
Yeah, I love this Hoosier cabinet. I love the history of it. I love that it's been in this spot since the beginning. But
Yeah, I
again-
had it full of junk. I think there was a rat trap in here, and
Oh yeah, there's all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. Did you expect it to be like this a year later?
you know, my cousin lives right there. I was painting over here the other day, and he comes by and he looks over here and he says, "I never thought it was going to look like that again." And I said, "No, it didn't look like that before." And he says, "Well, that's true. I mean, it was always, a good house, but it never was anything really fancy or decked out or anything. It was just a, very usable place." And I didn't see it coming either, and it definitely took the right path. It took the right person to do the right path.
I always tell you, I've told you like 15, 20 times how grateful I am that you gave it to me for $1, because I had the money to renovate it, and it's just been so much good has come from the $1 house in all kinds of different avenues. It was definitely a blessing, so I appreciate it.
That goes 2 ways, because it's one of them, helping someone else, you help yourself. I would have never done it like that. I would have never. I've done a lot of things, but I never did tile. I would probably not. And honestly, this is perfect.
This is one of my favorite parts of the half an acre of land that comes with it.
We would play like boys do. We played catch or whatever.
That's the house.
That is the house. I would say everybody should know it. They should have seen it already, but that is a nice job. I mean,
Thank you.
I don't think anybody else would have done that.